This is the Garmin 800 that I just bought. This is how I mount it on the bike. I don't like it on the handlebars because it's too distracting and it's too close. So I mount it on the frame. The mounting kit is different because now you can twist it off, and it's actually better, but I wish they would have put some twist tie slots in it because you hold it down with rubber bands. Well, the rubber bands aren't very long, so I had to tie wrap two of them together. So it's not the most elegant way to do it. I'll see if I can find some different bands. But the Garmin itself, see if I can get it in light. Well, see, this is one of the problems with it. Now if you compare it to my 705, it's a brighter screen. Well, right now it's got the backlight on it, but there's a lot of glare, and that's a problem because it's a little bit harder to read when you're riding compared to the old Garmin. The screen's bigger. It's actually a smaller unit than 705. It's a little bit thicker because of the mounting bracket, but everything about it, it's been very impressive. The screens are, let's see if I can do this better. Screens, just you swipe it, it turns on the backlight. Boom, there's my ride today. Kind of slow, but shows the heart rate and temperature, 62.9 degrees right now, although it was 59 earlier. I think it's because I stopped. The calorie counter is weird. It's totally off. I've done, the ride was 35 miles, and I've only used and it was 950 calories on a 18.7 mile an hour average. So it's different with the heart strap. If you take the heart strap off, then it skyrockets to probably about 2,000 or close to 2,000, which is what it normally is. So they've got a little firmware update coming up, I guess. But it's pretty slick. You can go higher and zoom in, zoom out a whole bit. That part's fine, but when you're riding, it's actually harder to read when the backlight is off than the 705. And I'm going to try a glare shield for one thing, because when you're swiping all the time, it'll probably scratch up the screen over time. But the nice thing is there's only 3 buttons. There's a power button on the side and the 2 buttons at the bottom, and that's a good thing because there's 5 on my old Garmin, and I wore the 2 bottom ones off over time, hitting them or my leg or something. So actually I had to use my sunglasses to flip the modes, but it's just kind of strange that the thing's actually harder to read. Let's see here. Oops. Let's go back. There we go. I'm still figuring out. It's even got a the background you can change, and I put my own logo on there, but you can't really see it very well. But you can see it looks brighter. Now right now the backlight's on. As soon as the backlight comes off, then it'll be about the same, and you'd think that it would work a little bit nicer than the old one, but it really doesn't. So yeah, I can live with it, but it's a little disappointing on that. So I don't know. It's really interesting though. You can just tap it and boom, it comes back up. It's really dramatic at night, so that's kind of neat. And it works with gloves, no problem. I had some very thick gloves on the other night, no issues whatsoever. And you can go to the menu. And the other weird thing about this thing is the history. Now I've just finished a ride, but it usually does not appear on the history right away, unlike the old one. It's still got yesterday's ride, but it doesn't show today's ride. So even though I've stopped it, it would show up, the history would show up almost immediately on the 705 as soon as I hit the stop button after a ride. Here, I don't know when it comes up. Maybe hours? Who knows? That's a strange thing though. But maybe that's another firmware fix. And I'm trying to think of something else. But overall, the positives more than make up for the negatives. Wish I could just hold it still so I could. There we go. but it's very customizable. I can take out screens that I didn't want before. It's got like 5 total screens I could have. So it's really a sweet little piece of kit. It just needs a slightly less glary screen, so I'm going to put a cover on it and see if that makes any difference.